All right, guys, today we've got two 2013 Jeep Grand Cherokees, both of them with 5.7s, both of them right around 160,000 miles, and both of them are running bad. Let's get into it. This is vehicle number one of two of this video. This one, the backstory is the client just bought it about 3 months ago, bought it for his daughter, knew there was an issue with it, paid $3,000 for it. This one, I want to say it's got 159,727 miles on it. So 159,727. So right at 160. I pulled it around over here just so we could have them next to each other. It runs really bad. It just feels like it's got a dead skip in it. Got the scan done. We go in. Let's do the report on this.
It was smoking pretty bad when you pulled it around too.
Yeah, one of the client's complaints is it's smoking. Sherwood said he saw some smoke out of the tailpipe, obviously, so that we don't think it's smoking from under the hood. Let's pull this up. Default codes. For some reason, it was grayed out too. Okay. We got cylinder 6 misfire. No, not surprised by that because this thing does have a dead cylinder in it, feels like. Cylinder 7 deactivation control circuit, P3449, and P2317, which is ignition. That's weird. Why is that thinger going? There we go. Okay. P2317, ignition coil 6, secondary circuit, insufficient ionization. So maybe we just have a coil bat or a spark plug going on in this thing, something. You know, when I'm doing these things, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to do just my hearing relative compression. And just to eliminate that as an issue. This should have clear flood on this one. So I've got my foot on the gas pedal all the way to the floor. I got my foot on the brake. I should end up put it in a clear flood mode. I'm going to listen to it. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I am going to actually go under the hood. I'm going to let Sherwood come over here and do that so you guys can hear it, because this thing has got, the cadence is not right on this. Let's go ahead and this is why don't skip a step. Don't skip a step. Let's go look and see what we got here. Sherwood's going to do the same thing I just did. Okay. That's good. We can hear it. Right? But we've got misfire code. Okay, that could cause low compression, could cause that. But we have that ionization code, right? Somebody might go straight to a coil. I mean, my mind went to a coil or a spark plug, something like that. And we could easily not do what we just did, which took whatever time it took on this camera right here, 30 seconds. And we could have gone down the path of putting coils in this thing and spark plugs and all kind of stuff. And we're not going down that path now. As soon as I popped the hood and kind of held the camera there, I saw, look right here. We got a new coil here. I have no idea what cylinder that is. I'm going to have to go pull up the information on this thing. But we could see somebody's put a coil in it. I don't see any other ones that are new. I pulled up a firing order. Got it here. We can see the firing order is 184366572. So just back in the old days, old GM firing order. Cylinder number 1 is here. Cylinder number 2 is there. So it's 1357. And it is 2468 on that side. So 6 is over there on that back corner. Here's the down and dirty. Give me a hate if you want to. I'm gonna unhook the coil. I'm just gonna unplug it. So 246 would be this one. Oh, I'm sorry. One real quick before I let me show you what else. I got it running, and I got this pulled up. Boom. We can see that cylinder 6 has got a massive amount of misfires on it. So that's why I'm going to number 6. Yeah, we had that code, but I did pull up the misfire counters just to see. So now let's pull this one off. And we can see it did absolutely nothing to that motor. Made no change in that motor. That's the down and dirty that I'm going to do. There it is running bad. And I'm wondering why somebody put this one on. Maybe they thought this one was number 6. Maybe they counted it wrong.
Or that could just be a completely separate thing.
It could be. It could be that's working. That's 7. That's the one with the ionization thing. That might be just a bad coil. Somebody might have put a coil in this thing, and that coil might not have the proper feedback. And that might be why we're getting that ionization code. We've got smoke billowing out of this thing. But we have a dead hole in this. We got a dead hole. So, all right, let's shut it off. So I'm still in the parking lot. What have I figured out? We've got a compression issue. We know that. We know the cylinder that it's on. We're gonna be able to go right to that. This thing has got smoke coming out of it. And we're pretty much, just by sitting in the seat and spending just however long we've been out here, 5 minutes maybe, we know we're going into this motor. So, I'm gonna do an in-cylinder pressure on that cylinder. We don't think it is a ring problem because we don't have any blow-by going back into the crankcase, giving me a lot of crankcase pressure out of the oil cap. So we're pretty much down to valve train at this point. It's got 160,000 miles on it. If we've got a valve train issue where a camshaft has got an issue or something with it, we're probably not fixing that. But maybe we've got something where just some rocker arms or something are off of it. Let's get a compression reading on that cylinder and just see, are we low or are we dead or are we somewhere, where are we at on it? And then let's make a decision based off what we see there. We're probably going to end up pulling this valve cover off, but let's get in cylinder pressure first. That's pretty bad. Wow.
Yeah, that's not good.
It smells like oil. I mean, that's definitely some fuel, but there's some more on that too. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. I'll get sidetracked. We've got all our transducers in. The exhaust pressure transducer's in it. The in cylinder is in here, and we've got the intake here. We're going to do a cranking compression. Then we're going to start it up, let it run for a few seconds, rev it up, and then let it idle again. And that we're going to try to get all that on one waveform. I'm going to actually add some time over here to my 40 seconds will be plenty. I've got the fuse out for the fuel pump. I don't want to use clear flood on this. If you use clear flood on this, we're not going to be pulling. We're going to have the throttle plate open and we're not going to be pulling against the throttle plate, and we want those pulls against the throttle plate. We want to see the intake pulls. So I've got the fuse out. I'm going to put the fuse back in as Sherwood's going to go in and he's going to do all this with the key and stuff. Cycle the key and try it again. Rev it up. Perfect. Let's take a look at what we have here. So right off the bat, let's grab our cursors. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do you guys a little markup thing real quick here. We can see, and you guys can see way better than I can because I'm in the sun. But if we come right here, we're at about, maybe 26, 27 PSI of cranking compression. We all know that's not good. Go ahead and take that off. Then if we go over here to the running, so again, I'm gonna turn the yellow off. Our yellow is exhaust, so turn that off for a second. Here's our running compression. That is down there at what? We're looking right here. Trying to get tools and mark up here. We're right here. And that's over there. Let's get the cursors. I mean, we're talking about what? Maybe 2 psi of cranking compression. So we all know that that's not going to work for us. Let's look and see where our problem is, though. So I want to go ahead and zoom in. Let's zoom in right here. This is cranking, cranking, cranking. We can kind of see if we zoom out to full again. Let's see here. Look at this dip. Dip right there. Let's look at that. Dip, dip, right, dip. I hope you guys can see. I don't know if you can see my, let me show you guys here. Right here, 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 here. And you guys, this is right here is our intake pull. And it is, so this waveform, the blue waveform up here, so this blue waveform, just so you guys understand this, because I had a mental block on this for a while. I almost would want to invert this waveform sometimes, but I had to get my mind around it. When this dips down, it is less of a vacuum. So when you see that dip, you're not getting the same pull, the same vacuum pull that you are when it's over here at these other points. So here's 6 right here, and that's where the drop starts happening. It's right on 6. The tablet is lagging so bad, it's not even usable right now. I am in the market for another computer, but that's the story for another day. I'm gonna get this valve cover off. I can tell from that waveform we've got an intake air problem. So I'm thinking that when we get this valve cover off, we're gonna see something with the valves, or we're gonna see something maybe with the camshaft that we spin it over. But the next thing we gotta do is get the valve cover off to do that inspection and see what we find. So let's get it off of there. Oh, don't forget, hang around, not just for the valve cover come off, but we still got contestant number 2 that we got to get figured out too. And we might end up with that one inside the shop because it was really, really nice out here earlier. It's starting to get a little warm now. So we're going to get this valve cover off out here though. Valve cover's off. We do see some sludge built up inside of it. Not horrible. It's definitely got a different setup in here than I was thinking in my brain. I don't know why, but it doesn't really have, like, it does have rocker arms, but not like how I was thinking. And this one got a little slack in it. None of these other ones do. I'm going to have Sherwood spin it over and watch this. And let's just see if we see. Let's see what we see when we see what we see. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Just what we thought. The intake valve is not opening. So that's what we thought it was. Now, the problem with this engine is, what's causing the intake valve not to open? Is it a collapsed lifter, or is it a wiped out camshaft? A collapsed lifter, we could potentially go in, even with 160,000 miles, we could potentially go in and replace the lifter and be good to go. A wiped camshaft, we're not doing that. Wiped camshaft's getting an engine in it just because I'm not tearing an engine apart with 160,000 miles putting a camshaft in it that's been wiped anyway. So now we've got to figure out how we're gonna do that. The only way that I know to do that is going to be to pull the oil filter off of this car. Pull the oil filter off this car. Let's cut it open. Let's see if we see metal in it. If it's the lifter, if the lifter was bad and it was popping around and messing something up, it's gonna get metal shavings in the oil filter, and then we're done. If the camshaft got wiped out, we're clearly gonna have metal shavings in the oil filter, and we're just gonna be done. So let's get the oil filter off of this thing. Let's get it cut open. I feel like I've cut a lot of filters open here lately.
I think I saw some spark glittery stuff, unfortunately.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I saw it. Just.
Oh yeah. Can you see it on the camera though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was glitter for sure. Not good. Let's see if we can just see it in this. Ooh, that was almost a mess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big chunks.
Yep.
Big chunks right there. See it right there, one. Whoa, look at all right here. Look at all the chunks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Completely
Should have
white.
just let it go on the towel and let it just drain. Look at it.
Yeah. You can see it from back here. Good.
Okay.
That's that one.
Well, needs a motor. So, no doubt about it. We can see it. We saw it on the waveform, and reality is, you get used to those waveforms. You could determine that wasn't open. Go ahead and go straight to the filter without pulling the valve cover off, and know you were going in the right direction. And then see this, or you could just say no compression. And
We wanted them to be able to see what was going on in there.
We like to be able to go right down to it and go, that's it, right? All right. That's candidate number one. It's going to need a motor in it, but we still got another one to do. Let's jump out there and take a look at that one. Contestant number two. Sure would ask me why I'm calling them contestants, and I honestly have no idea. This one I have not started, have not run it yet. We do have the scan done on it. It's got a 300 cylinder misfire, PO300, and a P2099 downstream fuel trim system 2 rich. The
Backstory?
300 is stored. The 2099 is pending. Backstory on this one is client was driving it, said it started to overheat, pulled off into a safe place. That's what the note said. I guess got it back to his house somehow, or got it somewhere. He put a water pump on it, and now it's running bad. That's our backstory on this one. So that's our only codes that we have to go by. Because of the backstory, before I start this thing and get it hot, let me go ahead and check some fluids. Let's be sure that the coolant has actually got something in it. Ooh. We got a whole load of new coils on this bad boy. The other one did not have as many coils new. This one's, every one of them's new. Look at here. Got a little bit of missing parts. All right. Well, okay. I would say, for some reason, my light's not in my pocket. What did I do with my light last? I have to go find my light. All right, let me go get my light. Let's see if I can't get some. I'm just going to put water in this for now. See, get some water in that, and get to our next step.
This might be quick.
Maybe. I have a direction I'm going in. Let's see. Well, I mean, I spilled a little bit. But... Oh, it wasn't that low. Okay, very nice. I'm going to check for a blown head gasket, and what this chemical does is if it's got a blown head, well, let me tell you why it works. If we have got a blown head gasket, normally we're going to have exhaust gases getting into the coolant. And those exhaust gases will have to work themselves out of the coolant, so they'll come up to here. And as they pass through this chemical, they will change the color of the chemical. So that's what we are. So that's you can get it from most places. All right. What it will do is it will turn it from blue to yellow. So, wow, does this thing even run? Because that's a massive vacuum leak. Let's get let me get something to cap that off with, because it's not going to want to run good like that. There we go. All right, now we're not going to skip any steps. So I'm going to have Sherwood do a clear flood on this one. And while he's doing the clear flood, I'll go ahead and get you guys kind of set up right here, and I will be pumping this. So I'm going to pump it so that it'll have
Good?
the gases coming from the cooling system into that. Yep. All right, hold up. We're going to need a booster pack.
I don't know where the Avocal is.
Avocal would not be good for this. Avocal is good when you just want to boost it and jump it and make it run.
Please don't ever say the Avocal is not good for something.
But when you want it to, you might have to spin it over for a few minutes. One that has an actual battery in it's going to be a little better.
Just so everyone knows, you don't even have to put the Avocal on the battery to make it jump start it. Just put it underneath the hood.
Clear flood. Okay, so let it start because that sounds really bad. I don't even know if this thing's gonna run. Oh my. Let's shut it off. I want to check the oil in this thing.
Doesn't sound too healthy.
That's a quart low on oil. All right. Perfect. Good enough. There we go. All right, we'll try this again. See if it sounds just a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know how much a quart is going to make a difference, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
it's not sounding too healthy right now. Looking good so far.
How long do you do this for?
I usually do it for a few minutes just to be sure the engine, sometimes it'll get up to operating temperature and it will change. I'm seeing all kind of stuff. We're not getting the whole story here. Look, valve cover's been off. There's a bolt missing. I don't know if you can see that. Bolt missing out of that. Definitely got a water pump on there.
Yeah, we were just told a water pump was put on.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't sound healthy. Better now that it's got that cord, but it's definitely running bad. All right, we're gonna need to get an elbow for this so we get that working properly, the crankcase vent system working properly. This is not looking bad, so that's a good thing. All right. Let me put a little more water in it. It's pretty nasty in there, so we're gonna probably end up with a clutch. It's the horn. Horn's rattling around.
I was wondering what that
That
sounded
was,
like.
that was loud.
I thought it was a cooling fan hitting or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. We've got something that I hope will temporarily just get us will work.
Currently
Definitely.
misfiring inside.
Yeah, I don't think
Check
this
engine
is
light
gonna-
flashing.
This is definitely, well, it might get us by. It's very temporary. I'm just trying to get that thing where it's not leaking vacuum, and then we can look at some data here. Oh, this is not. I don't know that it matters what the fuel trims are on this thing. I'm gonna let you get in here so I can go out there and hear that, Sherwood.
Yep. In case they didn't hear, why don't you tell them?
I did. The engine sounds really knocky. Not good. You want me to have the camera? I mean, even though they're going to hear it, we'll let them see it and hear it at the same time. Go ahead. Do that. Just take it up about 1,500 and hold it. Okay. Doesn't sound like it's bottom end. Sounds like it's all up in the top end, but I mean, as bad as it sounds, if this thing got hot, I mean, it doesn't sound good right now. If it got hot enough to cause engine damage internally, and now we're hearing the effects of that. I think the next step on this one is going to be I mean, fuel trims are definitely, not right, but fuel trims aren't going to matter one bit. This thing is clattering like crazy, and that's not going to be a fuel trim fix issue there. I think what we need to do here is let's get a baseline on this. Let's get the oil drained out of it. Let's get the filter off of it. Let's cut this filter open. Let's just look and see if we see something obvious on this one. And let's get the oil changed in it. Maybe this oil got super hot, and maybe an oil service will help this thing. My gut is saying that it probably won't, but I don't want to condemn an engine or something, major repairs on an engine. Again, this one had, I don't know what the miles was on this one.
168.
168 on this one. So 168 on this one. We're not going to go in and take the top end apart and be fixing stuff on this one either. So let's get the oil drain. Let's get the filter off of it. Let's cut the filter open. Let's take the next step from there. The oil looks so bad in that crankcase right before I topped it off. It's possible that it was past its change time, kind of didn't have much life left in it. It got super hot. I'm just really right now just, hoping that possibly it'll quiet that top end down, because if it doesn't quiet the top end down, that's just going to be not a good thing. Got the filter off of it. I think it's crazy. Same year, same everything. Look at the two different sizes of filter. Now it's the same filter because you can see that the mounting is the same.
You can see these chunks a lot better now.
Yeah.
See that, Adam?
What is he doing?
No, look in here, over here. See all those chunks?
Yeah.
That's not good. You don't want that in your oil.
That's like pieces of metal, right?
That's
You got
exactly
it.
what that is.
Pretty bad.
That's definitely not good.
Gotta put an engine in his car.
That's hard.
It's time consuming. You gonna tell him how you're gonna be the one that starts having to break that news to people? You gonna work in the front?
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not.
Need a paperweight. Man.
Yeah, it's
There we go. All right.
not a good sign.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
That's like panning for gold. Oh my goodness.
You flash the light in there a little bit? I didn't.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Watch when I do
See it.
that.
I saw it when you
See it,
first
baby
opened
girl?
it.
See the
Just
glitter?
trying to get them to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad. That's very bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. The more you look, the more you. All of it in here, just full of it.
Can you tell them why we wouldn't try to flush out the engine and
Oh gosh,
do
what
all
are you gonna do?
this?
Flush an engine out? That's not gonna do a bit of good.
Well,
I mean, it's got
just
metal in
'cause
the engine.
I feel like some people might be curious about that because some shops do that.
Well, you're not gonna flush. I mean, you might get the metal out of it, but where did the metal come from? I mean, whatever the metal came from is worn.
I'm
right?
talking about flushing it and replacing the camshaft, you know, like with the other one, that kind of situation.
I got you. So the problem with doing something like that is if you've got an engine that this metal has got into the engine, so let's just take the other one with the camshaft, right? The other one, camshaft's wiped out. So that motor, all that metal has gone through that motor. It's not just magically all been caught by the oil filter. You know, some of that has gotten through the motor as far as, you know, tiny particles of it, and it'll just score up the other bearings. It's just such a waste of money in the long run that if you go, you know, pulling the cam out of it, pulling the engine apart, I mean, that's a massive amount of disassembly. Pretty much all the way apart with the exception of the pistons and the rods and crankshaft. So you pull all the way apart. Yeah, you clean everything up. I mean, could you potentially put some bearings and stuff on the crankshaft and everything? But by the time you do that, for a shop to do that, your labor is going to be far more than if you just bought a good engine and replaced the engine. So it's just more cost effective and better in the long run to not even try to repair that motor. Now, you know, if somebody wanted to try to do something in their driveway or their garage or something, I mean, that's an awfully big job for that. But if somebody just wanted to invest a whole bunch of labor in it and try to rebuild the motor, pull it out, it's been less here lately.
It has been less.
Um,
You guys don't even know how many times we've stopped filming for that. Now we've just started embracing it.
Yeah, it's just not cost effective
For
to do it,
from
and
a
it's
professional standpoint.
from a professional standpoint, and it's not a long-term fix for anybody. I mean, if you do that, unless you go through the whole motor, but if you go through the whole motor, you just rebuilt the motor.
Yeah.
So, and in this case, you know, all this metal in here with that top end, and there's times, guys, where like in this case, somebody might look at that and go, well, you know, most of that metal was caught, but we can hear noise from that top end, which means that that's metal. Even if that metal was caught by the oil filter, there's still parts in there that are worn, and trying to go in and getting the metal out of it isn't going to fix anything. It's not going to rebuild the worn parts, whatever causes metal to come on, or the scored parts. Holy moly, that's moving fast over there.
Yeah.
But so it's just not cost effective, and there are times like when I heard that motor run out there. You know how I am. You know, you are going to go by the data. You're going to look at what you've got. You're going to determine what's wrong. Data driven to the next steps. But there are times when experience comes in. You hear a motor like that. It's gotten hot. It's running really bad, and it's not like it's a, you know, it's not like it's a fuel trim problem. It had some fuel trims that were off. It's not like it's a spark plug or something like that. You get a good feeling for, boy, that is just not sounding good, that upper part of that engine, and nothing that we do is going to fix that. Could we throw some oil in this thing? Maybe throw some Marvel Mistral or something in it. Maybe get the lifters doing something a little better. Get a little bit of time out of it. Maybe. But you might do all that and then be right back where you are right this second.
And you can't do that from a professional standpoint.
No.
You just can't do that. There's too much liability involved and all
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
got to do it the right way.
If somebody wants to take and do, like I say,
Yeah.
for a DIYer,
Yeah, sure.
you
if
can
they
give it a
want.
shot, maybe eke a little bit of time out of it. But from a professional standpoint, when we do anything on that vehicle, we're pretty much, you know, on the hook. No matter what even if you document stuff and everything, there's
That's a whole
still
other video.
that's a whole different deal. But
Yeah.
but in this case, unfortunately,
Same result.
same result. Massive, big, huge chunks on that one. That one's dried out now, and it's all kind of sitting on the top. This one's probably going to do a very similar thing. We could see on the camera that this wasn't quite as, you know, pronounced. So what I've got is I've set this filter on its edge, and I'm going to spin it, and then you're going to watch down here. You're going to watch as it spins around the metal. So there's the metal. Can you see that one good in there, Sherwin?
Oh, yeah.
That is a lot of metal. All right, guys, there you go. Not very often you get the same year, the same make, the same model, almost the same mileage, the same engine, and both of them need an engine. Doesn't happen very often for us, and hopefully it won't happen very often for us, but at least we've got them the answers. We appreciate you watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Have you ever had the same everything on the two different cars with the same problem in it, something like this? I'd love to read it down below. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. That was very